يا كل هالعالم في دار تختصر عالم، وقال بوصفها العالم دبي كوكب آخر، دبي كوكب آخر. على كثر المدى والضي في حضرة حسنها الساحر، لكم يا ضيوف دار الحي سلاما يشرح الخاطر. على كثر المدى والضي في حضرة حسنها الساحر، لكم يا ضيوف دار الحي سلاما يشرح الخاطر. هلا يا كل هالعالم في دار تختصر عالم، وقال بوصفها العالم دبي كوكب آخر.
فهلك نوبك تتفيا وخليني يتضيا،
لأنها كانت الدنيا
وعشق ما له آخر.
So I actually came to Dubai back in 2014, about 5 years back, and I found this place and a land of opportunities. And I'd been to Dubai before, so I thought, why not let me come here and start something unique and different. I was passionate about vintage and vintage items like watches and eyewear. And there was no store in Dubai that I found, that was actually catering to the vintage market. So I decided to start my own company. Initially, we didn't have a store. We would mainly just do pop-ups and flea markets. That's how we started. It was just a trunk. I would go and meet people in their homes and offices selling vintage eyewear. And then slowly from that, we took up a small pop-up store. And now today we've got a more permanent store in the IFC here. Oh, so the services that we provide here are mainly we are curating an entire range of vintage men's accessories right from the 1960s to about the 1990s. So everything from vintage eyewear to optical frames, sunglasses, ties, pocket squares, cufflinks, vintage watches, and few vintage perfumes as well. So all the good old stuff that was made back then with a lot of detail and beauty, we source all of that from all parts of the world, and we bring it to this one small store here, and we offer it to the locals. Yeah.
It's been a journey where, while I was back home in Nigeria, I always like to be independent. I always strive to do something that I'll be happy doing, and I like to work hard, to be independent on any way and show myself the ability of what I can do. So back home in my country, I used to work in a trade company at the same time where my brothers were dealing with clothesline, and so I support him sometimes, not frequently, but yeah, that became also part of me. While when I decided to travel to Dubai in 2011, February 28th, I came to Dubai, working also in hospitality, then moved to retail, where I met this gentleman, Mr. Yashkaran.
Yes.
We were like a team, we were like a family, we were like best friend. And then he told me, look at this idea. I was like, okay, why not? And then I feel like it was a part of my journey of coming to Dubai, because meeting him at the same time and then having the same spirit it's very difficult to find someone that you feel like your spirit matches together and doing things and having the same mentality. It's what grows business. And whatever you see today is not just about him, it's not just about me, it's not just about whoever that is on the side, but it's about understanding whoever that comes along your way. You feel like, okay, this is the best person for you. You work together, you have the mentality, taking advice from left and right, and that's where you see the structure you see today. So I believe my coming to Dubai was a great opportunity for me so to grow my personal life, and also of course it is a land that gives a lot of opportunity for people like us as a startup to grow to the level they want to. You know, in a vintage world, you will find so many competitors left and right, but it's also different if the company knows the direction they are heading to. That is most important. Being in the market, there's so many people that will do the same thing that you do, but the way they do it is definitely different from the way you do. We operate different way, and also we want to be different from outside to inside. So you see the structure is not like it in UAE, and also what we create is not like it in UAE. So I will proudly say till now, when it comes to official accessory vintage store in UAE, we are still the first one, the gentleman's community, based on my research. So, and we try to create something exclusive, and that exclusivity makes everyone that walks in the store goes out happy with a great product that we create.
Bravo.
I will tell you one thing. There is one thing that I always believe is if you put God first, I think whatever you think or whatever you work towards comes to perfection. We have a new location in Blue Waters currently in Dubai, which just came. We are not planning for it, but just came. So I will tell you honestly, we have a great plan for the future with the gentleman's community. But I will tell you, everything is in the God's hand.
Inshallah.
You wait and see in the next 2 years.
Inshallah.
Yes.
I hope from my side and from our channel also for you both to grow more and more. Because we deserve that.
Yes. What I will tell you is that in the next 2 years, the gentleman's community will be in most places in UAE and in GCC. That is what we are hoping for, and we are working. But at the end of the day, we don't predict what happened tomorrow because God decides.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Well, I would just like to say a big thank you to this place. The way we started off, I think the government and this country has supported us since day one, be it from starting and registering the business to taking up a location, all the legal paperwork that's there in place. I think it was really seamless for us to get everything executed. Now, when we as business partners have an idea, execution is the main part, and I think in this part of the world the government is working with small to medium businesses to help fasten the entire process and make it easier for us to open and start business. So really positive, great response for that. And apart from that, safety and security, I think I cannot think of any other place on earth that it could be more secure than Dubai. So I just feel blessed to be in this part of the world, considering everything that we've been through for the past couple of years with the pandemic. I really feel lucky to be in Dubai and managing business here. So at the moment, the gentleman's community, you will find us in 2 locations. Our main flagship store is in DIFC in Gate Avenue, shop number 6. That's where you can find us. The second location, you can find us at Blue Waters at Dubai Eye. We've got a pop-up store right there. And for anyone that can't make it to Dubai, you can log on to www.thegentleman'scommunity.com and you can shop. We ship worldwide, and you can have access to all the cool vintage stuff online?
I really appreciate the leadership of UAE because first you consider how they handle the pandemic, because I would say the structure was done during pandemic. The gentlemen's community you see today also was also during pandemic was I would say is when the more business started flowing because of how the government has really handled the pandemic. The easing the lockdown as soon as possible, helping small business like us to get back to normal. I mean, I can't think of any government that really helped small business like us, because it's easy for big businesses to handle their finances for 1 year or 2 years. For us, 1 week is enough for us to go back to our country. But the government really considering the small businesses, because after the pandemic, I see how they also provided finance for small businesses, supporting so many companies. It's really incredible how they think of their home country and supporting expats, be it local people. It's amazing. I can't think of any other place that really does that, like my friend said. So I really appreciate, and I really say let them continue the good work of what they are doing, and say may God give them strong health, protection, and give them more wisdom to continue leading the nation to the brighter way, as usual.
يا كل هالعالم في دار تختصر عالم، وقال بوصفه هالعالم دبي كوكب آخر، دبي كوكب آخر. على كثر المدى والضي في حضرتها يحليها